Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Papa's Comic Books and Coffee. Today's reading is going to be a little bit of a long one, so please stick with me to the end. We're going to read Marvel Comics Group King Size Annual X-Men number 4, 75 cents from 1980. Guest starring the master of the mystic arts, Doctor Strange. And watch out for Nightcrawler's Inferno. This was written by Chris Claremont, art by John Romita Jr. and Bob McLeod. Going to be a long one, like I said, so are you ready? Get yourself a nice cup of coffee, and here we go. Okay, the Uncanny X-Men. He grew up in a circus. In those days, all he wanted out of life was to become the finest trapeze artist in the world. That dream never came to pass. What am I? His name is Kurt Wagner, also known as Nightcrawler. Instead, he became a superhero, joining Storm, Colossus, Wolverine as one of the Uncanny X-Men. Since that fateful day, he's seen more than his share of excitement, not to mention a few outrageous surprises. All right, let's see what we got here. Case in point, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Kurt Wagner. Happy birthday to you. Oh my friends, my dear friends. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, Kurt. Just be happy. I will, Storm. Aurora, I feel so ashamed. I was feeling sorry for myself, thinking that you had all forgotten. Forgotten? Ha! We have been planning this for weeks, Tovarch. So that's why you had me running errands today. I never suspected a thing. That was the idea, fella. The laughter comes easily, the joy of celebration shared by all. Save Kitty Pryde. At 13 and a half, she's the youngest student Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters has ever had. Everyone has done their best to make her feel at home, but she still doesn't quite feel like she truly belongs among the X-Men. That will come in time, she hopes. Have you opened all the presents, Kurt? I'm not sure, Peter. Not quite, Kurt. There seems to be one left in the black box. Thank, Professor. Looks as sinister as it does stylish, a package after my own heart. You think it's from Scott? We haven't heard much from him since he left us. See X-Men number 138 on sale now for details, Louise. Wow, a crystal figurine of myself. Kurt, it's beautiful. That's it, Aurora. No card, though. Nothing to tell us who it's for. Arrgh. The statue explodes, and the blast caught Kurt full in the face. Kurt, are you all right? Kurt. Hey, self-defense. There's Spidey. The Human Torch saves the valley. Finally, the world will be cold enough for me to Frozone. I can melt the snow temporarily, but I have to stop Frozone before he ruins the orchids. Back off, hotshot, or I'll freeze you out of existence. Sample these Hostess fruit pies. Ta-da! Fruit pies. Okay, back to the story. Wolverine, anything? Not a peep, Professor. We bet him get him to the Meta Lab fast. Moments later, in another wing of the elegant, venerable mansion that serves both as Xavier's school and the X-Men's secret home and headquarters, place Nightcrawler on the examination table. Storm, would you assist me, please? The rest of you, wait outside. We'll bring you word as soon as we've learned anything. Excellent, Storm. You're better with the equipment than I thought you'd be. The legacy of misspent youth, Professor. Though as a child thief in Cairo, I was more familiar with electronic burglar alarms than Medi-scanners. Storm and Professor Xavier have been in the medical laboratory such a long time. I hate this waiting. I need to do something, anything. Kurt is my friend. I want to help him, but I do not know how. Kurt is beyond our help, Peter. We did all we could, but despite our best effort, we would not respond to treatment. Nightcrawler is dead? He is no longer alive. No! Are you sure, Charlie? Maybe your machines were on the fritz. We've covered that, Wolverine. The professor telepathically mind-scanned Kurt, but received no response. Kurt's mind, his soul, his essential life force, is no more. Excuse me a moment, X-Men. There are telephone calls, certain special arrangements I must make. What killed him, Roro? And who and why? I don't know. We found no evidence of or any inorganic toxins, no sign of psionic attack. That's a cursed statue blew up our friend and died. We gave the package every conceivable test to try to find some clue to its origins. We were wasting our time. Some leader of the X-Men I am turning out to be. Oh, guys, the doorbell's ringing. One of us is murdered before our eyes, and there seems to be nothing we can do about it. Never mind, I'll get it. I never liked Nightcrawler much. He was always nice to me, but he looked so weird. Without meaning to, he gave me the creeps. But now I wish I liked him more. I wish he wasn't dead. Oh! Good evening. My name is Stephen Strange. I am a physician. I believe I am expected. It's all right, Kitty. Dr. Strange is here at my request. It was good of you to answer my call so quickly, Stephen. Your message sounded urgent. No need to hide any, young lady. I'm a friend, really. Peter, look. Did I startle you, Kitty? My apologies. I simply canceled the illusion spell that makes my sorcerer's garb appear in normal clothes. Spell? I thought you were a doctor. Those are the skills required of me tonight, Charles. Professor Xavier can find no physical or psychic cause for your friend's condition. I am here to determine if he was struck down by a mystic attack. If Arcan forces are at work here. My amulet, the awesome Eye of Agamotto, will tell me. Using my amulet has become almost second nature to me, yet no matter how often I call upon it, its powers, I still feel the same sense of wonder I felt the day my mentor, the Ancient One, placed it in my charge. The day I lost that feeling. The day I become so jaded that I take my powers for granted is the day I will no longer be worthy of my dread responsibility of Earth's mystic defender. Fascinating, at first glance I assumed Nightcrawler to be some human-demon hybrid. Yet the all-seeing eye light on truth reveals him to be human in his essence. It also reveals that the youth is under an enchantment. His soul has been stolen. Sorcery is at work here, my friends, a power that rivals my own, but although it is a hostile power, one fueled by great hatred, it does not seem to be consecrated to evil. Despite appearances, Nightcrawler is not dead. His physical body is in a state of suspended animation, but his spirit has been torn from him. So long as any body and soul are kept apart, he cannot truly die, but neither can he truly live. My mystic eye, it senses another presence in the room. By the Ori, hosts of Hogarth. The moment I began to work, I cast a spell of protection around this lab and the entire house. Yet now, some power, some entity passes through it with almost contemptuous ease. I must be on my guard. Behind me, X-Men. If this is an attack, I will deal with it. Who are you, spirit form? Why are you here? Speak, woman, if woman you truly be. Dr. Strange commands it. None commands, Margali of the winding road. You are known to me, Maj. Do you make the X-Men cause of your own? I do. Release Nightcrawler sorcerers or suffer the consequences. A proud challenge. A challenge accepted. But if any are to suffer in this duel, Dr. Strange, it will not be me. A netherworld demon. My spells are not stopping it. Colossus armor. This sucker's dragging us towards that witch queen. and I, for one, ain't inclined to go. But for all Doctor Strange's mystic might, even combined with the raw strength of the mutant Man of Steel and the razor-keen adamantium clawsuit that pop out of the back of his Wolverine's hands, the tentacled demon draws them slowly, inexorably to the gaping maw. It will be our turn next. I must get you two out of here. No. Storm, look out. The creature. Aurora, take my hand. Kitty, help me. Perhaps together we can pull Storm free. Professor, don't. The monster will get you too. You must escape. Let me go. Never. A defiant boast and virtually worthless. I'm using my mental powers to augment my physical strength, and I'm still not gaining ground. The strain rapidly becoming unbearable. But I must hold on. I must not fail my children. Goddess, help me. I feel as if I am being torn in half. Monster, freezing my body and soul, leeching my strength. I can't concentrate enough to use my elemental powers against it. Then, as suddenly, as violently as the macabre tug-of-war began, it ends. Storm! The creature pulled her out of my grasp. Slam! The door slams. Well, you get a whole task force there and become a privileged Marvel subscriber over here. Up to the moment the door slammed shut, that witch lady was cackling her head off. I can't hear her anymore. I can't hear anything. Kitty, get away from there. Okay, Professor, after I've taken a quick look-see of the lab. Back in the Flash. No! With just a thought, the youngest X-Men phases first her face and then her entire body through the laboratory door. Kitty, come back. You don't know what's in there. Must reach her telepathically before it's too late. Catherine Pryde, return to me at once. You're untrained in our powers. If you run into serious trouble, you might not be able to cope. Get out of my head, Professor. And quit yelling, will you? It hurts. All I wanted to do was see what happened to the Aurora and the others. I was trying to help you to act like a real X-Men. They're gone, Professor. All of them. Aurora, Wolverine, Peter, Kurt, the Doctor, gone. Like they've never been here. What did the Margelli and her pet monster do with them, Professor X? Where did she take the X-Men? Time passes in this timeless place, and then, to coin a phrase, ouch, that was one trip I could have done without. Is everyone all right? No serious injuries, Storm, only aches and pains. Comrades, look. Nightcrawler is breathing, moving, he's alive. By the eternal Visante, that gated, it can't get be. The air, so foul like a charnel pit. Where are we? Would you believe hell? What happened to me? And after a brief reunion and a brief explanation to Nightcrawler of their plight, this is the gateway to hell, as described by the 14th century Italian poet Dante Alighieri in his classic poem, The Inferno. The epic chronicled Dante's descent into the pit and his eventual meeting with Satan himself. It seems we're expected to follow in his footsteps. The gate opens, my friends. Margali must be eager to see us. It's me, Margali wants. Me, she hates. Why does she involve the X-Men? What lies on the other side, Doctor? If memory serves me right, Storm, the river Acheron. Brace yourselves, X-Men. Nothing in your experience can compare for what you are about to face, to survive, much less triumph. You will need all your strength, your courage, your humanity. So, what else is new? Give me a break, Doc. You call this a river? It stinks like a sewer. Looks like one, too. Comrade Doctor, where do we go from here? How do we get out of this place? According to Dante, the only way to leave hell is to descend to the very bottom. But this truly hell is nothing like the place where I fought in the life and soul of my discipline Clea. Then, again, who says it has to be? Not for nothing has Satan been called the Prince of Lies. In the now legendary Beelzebub of Parade, Doctor Strange, number 16. Woe to you, wicked souls, hope never to see the sky. Nice welcome. Doc, I ain't normally given to fits or caution, but how's about we all make an instant U-turn while we got a chance? There's nothing I'd rather do more, Wolverine, but I'm afraid that's impossible. I must learn the spell that brought us here before I can counter it and return us home. For the present, we must play the game by our host's rules. Goddess, the boatman's eyes is hers. I am Sharon. I come to bring you to the other bank, into eternal shades, into the fire and frost. Thou that art living souls, take themselves apart from him that is dead, or share his fate. Him that is dead, he means Nightcrawler. The choice is simple, X-Men. Leave your friend and live, or stay and face the torments of the damned. We've already made the choice, Doc. We stay, we'll fight. We'll win. At Wolverine's proud, defiant boast, an aged boatman merely laughs, and in his charge, the X-Men and Doctor Strange begin their descent into the eternal pit. Soon. Here we part mortal souls. In this place wilt thou be judged and punished according to thy manifold sins? And once condemned, there is no appeal to escape. Farewell, children of man. Fine, by me, bub. We shall not meet again. This place is huge, yet it makes me feel as if I'm trapped in a tiny box. I've been terrified of confining places ever since I was buried alive as a child. I wanted to scream, run away, hide. But I will overcome my fear. Welcome, bien, welcome. What are nice people like you doing in a place like this? Who? His name Colossus is Minos. And despite his appearance, he is guardian of the gate of hell. You are not Dante described you. Times change, compadre. Alighieri saw me in the terms of his world. You see me in the terms of yours. Consider it. I'm a wee bit surprised, though. We expected one new arrival, Kurt Wagner, or Nightcrawler, by name, swashbuckler, by trade, damsel saving a specialty. You all friends of Kurt's? These are the X-Men. I am Doctor Strange, master of the mystic arts, sorcerer supreme of Earth. Nightcrawler is under my protection. How nice. It's been a while since I've been a foxy lady, my darling. Yum. Goddess, his look, his touch, like being caressed by maggots. And yet, something in me finds the obscenity attractive. You ain't so bad yourself, Kurt. Do you mind if I call you Kurt? A fine figure of a lad. You'll like it here. We'll like having you. You all look shocked. Don't be. This is hell. Anything goes. Roro and Kurt look like that minnows creep just turned their souls inside out. I've never seen them shaken. I ain't standing for any more of this. Now there's some comic books for sale. Now to business. You know, of course, why you're here. Kurt, my lad, you've been a naughty boy. You've broken the moral laws laid down by the upstairs. Shame on you. It's my job. No, I lie. It's my pleasure, shall we say, make the punishment fit the crime. In your case, both are considerable. Bon voyage! No! A tentacle from beneath the throne grabbing me. In the blink of an eye, Minos' tail, impossibly long and possibly powerful, gathers Nightcrawler up and hurls him out of the palace. His acceleration is so great that sheer speed alone stunts him to appear unconscious. But following a heartbeat behind, Storm streaks to his rescue, and thereby becomes the first of the X-Men to see hell in all its fabled darksome majesty. Got you, lords of the earth and air. The pit so vast it seems to go on forever. How many poor souls are here spending eternity in torment? And that thought, a great sadness swells within her, bringing her close to tears. But once more she masters her emotions. Well, what, Storm? Do not fear, my friend. I have you. The winds here are good. We should be back at Minos' palace in no time. However, no sooner are the words out of Storm's mouth when a hurricane. Where did it come from? The air was completely under my control a moment ago. Must hold on to Kurt. If I lose him, the tempest, I may never find him again. This is the second circle of hell, a place of Stygian darkness, where great winds churn the air as the mightiest storms do the sea. And caught in the endless atmosphere holocaust are those souls who subjected reason and intellect to carnal desire. The winds drive all before them, allowing no comfort, no rest. The best these people can hope for is to lessen their torment and the pain it brings them. They will never be free of it. Storm, I see Kurt. Now be silent. I need all my concentration for the task at hand. The wind is driving us toward the cliff. We'll be smashed to a pulp. I have to fight free of it. Slowly using all her mutant strength and indomitable will, Storm begins to tack away from the looming cliff face. Almost there. A little more effort and Unfortunately, this titanic tempest is only one of their worries. Here come the others. You see, each circle of hell has its guardians, demons, who delight in torturing the souls in their charge. Those who watch the second circle are harpies, an entire flight of them. The odds are bad, and they seem able to easily fly here. I can't let them get close enough to use those spears. As naturally as someone else might breathe, Aurora focuses the storm's energies throughout her body, and lightning flares from her fingertips. Nightcrawler, cover my back. Nice idea, but the more energy needed to battle the harpies, the less is available to turn against the winds. We're being driven toward the cliff. My own, I could lose the harpies, but Kurt acts like a drag, limiting my speed and maneuvering ability. I almost forgot. He can teleport to safety, but I do that. But to do that, he has to be able to see his destination. I'll have to punch a tunnel of clear air through the hurricane between us and Minos Palace, summoning all her strength, and Storm briefs Nightcrawler. The Sky Witch is weakening, sisters, kill her. In the instant all is ready, sends him on his way. That takes care of Kurt. Now to save my Zarg. The spear stabs straight, deep, flooding Storm with an icy agony that numbs her mind and body, and helpless. Now she's whirled away, pulling her deeper into hell. The last sound she hears are Minos' laughter and her own primal, never-ending scream. Meanwhile, in Minos' throne room, a fraction of a second after Nightcrawler disappeared from Aurora's sight, Vulsi, cosi, cola dove. Si puerta sida chida chivole, and puede non domane, if you say so, Doc. It is so willed, where will and power are one, and ask no more. Wolverine, Doctor, look, Nightcrawler. Never ported so far. Non-stop, almost didn't make it feel so weak. Its effort just to breathe. That injunction got Dante through the pit with his hide intact. It'll do same for you, maybe. He was invited upstairs. You weren't. Storm, where is she? She said she'd follow. Saying is one thing, doing is something else. She's below in whatever circle that's appropriate for her. She'll be there forever, unless someone goes to get her out. I told you this was long. Wherever Storm is gatekeeper, we shall find her. Whatever the odds, we will free her. 9, dear merciful Lord, I know what I did. If you wish me punished more than I have already punished myself, so be it. But not Storm, not here, not because of me. But please, that tears it. I'm tired of you, bub, and your summary voice, and your sleazeball act. Like my pal Petey says, we're going after Aurora. For your sake, she better be all right. Because if she isn't, you and me are going to meet again. Only then I'll be mad, real mad. And what'll happen to you just won't be thinking about. Won't bear thinking about. Are you threatening me, little man? Yup. Want to make something of it? This ain't your fight, Doc. But we could sure use your help. You seem to know your way around this place. Will you join us? My dear Wolverine, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Something didn't fit here. Despite appearances, I get no psychic sense of fundamental evil, and all the places hell should reek of that. But if this isn't the true hell, then where are we? What power rules here? That Marigali woman, and why does she hate Nightcrawler so much? For the moment, the Madge keeps his questions to himself, and the heroic quartet begin their descent from Minos Palace into the pit, past the second circle and into the third. A place of cold remorselessness, driving rain. Here resides the gluttons. I ain't seen weather like this since Italy, that bloody winter below Monte Cassino. I hated it then, I hate it now. I'm picking up a faint trace of Storm's scent. It seems to lead straight on. I don't think she's around here. This circle is protected by these headed dogs, Cerebrus, whose nature is as foul as his appearance. Wolverine, behind you. Bad move, Pooch. I've been aching for a chance to use my claws since we hit the Berg. Here's where you learn some manners, Bowser. He ran away, considering his options, Colossus. I'm hardly surprised. He'll think twice before hassling us again. Let's hope he spreads the word. We're doing well thus far, too well. I don't like it. Are we that good? Or are we simply being lured to our deaths like lambs to the slaughter? And there's some more books. All the books you want, all the toys you want. They press on through the fourth circle, the avaricious, and the fifth, noisome bog, home of the wrathful, those quick to anger, no matter how trivial the cause. With my temper, I could end up in that swamp when I die, or somewhere worse, lower down. Something to think about. I ain't ashamed of what I've done, though, or what I am. Whatever comes, I'll handle it. I'll survive. Tovarishus, Doctor, is that a city? It is this. Beyond lies neither hell. Prepare yourself, my friends. What we've seen before is nothing compared to what lies ahead. Nightcrawler, I do not mean to pry, but the time has come for answers. Who is Margali? Who is Margali? Why did she bring you here? What better place to punish the man who killed her first son, her only son, his own beloved brother? You did such a thing? I did what I had to be done. What I had promised. If I had to do it over again, I would. The misfit, a murderer, no flaming way. He ain't telling the whole story. If he killed Margali's kid, there has to be a reason. Where do we go from here, Doc? Feel the heat to the walls? I'd be more comfortable standing in front of an open blast furnace. You flew me down the first cliff. Can't you carry us over the city? Possibly, it depends. X-Men, we are under attack. That's what I was afraid of, Strange says grimly. A demon horde defending the walls. They will not voluntarily let us pass. No problem. We'll simply persuade the ugly suckers to get out of our way. Port, up there, Crawler. Colossus, fastball, special. Throw me after him. Let's go, people. It won't be easy, Wolverine. We face an army. Foes without a number, and although their flesh can endure the red-hot walls, ours cannot. Still, we have to try. They do their best, but it isn't good enough. After a brutal fight, the X-Men assault is repulsed. Must teleport to the ground before I build up too much velocity, or landing will injure, perhaps kill me. We barely escape with our lives. This infernal heat drains strength and life from us, and the slightest touch of these walls causes severe burns. I have you, Wolverine. Much obliged, Doc. So much for that idea. Anyone else got suggestions? I'm out. We can't attack that wall again. That's suicide. We will not have to. I have found us a gate. Be patient, comrade. It will be... The demons, they're fleeing. They seem terrified of me. I wonder why. Because according to Dante, only one being could open these unholy gates by force. Colossus may have been a pure noble spirit, but he is still only human. In the true hell, he should not have been able to smash these gates. Part the third. There is a place in hell called Malabolge. It is the eighth circle of hell. Far from below us, this cast is the slate-gray color of the penultimate hopelessness, tenicircular, deep, steep, side-ravings, bulgias, connected by narrow stone bridges, watched by horned demons who make the hordes of discs look more angelic and by comparison. Here are found those whose lives were ruled by fraud. Will it never end? Such horror, such cruelty, I never dreamed. If believing in your God, Nightcrawler, means accepting the existence of this place, I am now glad I was raised by an atheist. Do not be so harsh, Peter, so quick to judge. Hell is balanced by heaven, and those who come here deserve their damnation. Storm's here somewhere, Bub. You saying she deserves this? Blast. I'm glad as well. That I cannot cry in my armored form, or my heart would crack for weeping. Tell us about Malabulge, will ya, Doc? Maybe that'll give us some kind of lead. As everyone else in hell, the lower you are, the more heinous your crimes, the worse your torment. Here you'll find panders and seducers, flatteners, simonists, churchmen who use their holy office for personal gain, diviners, false prophets, frauds, and con artists, hypocrites, thieves. What, thieves? Yes, even the seventh Bolgia. That's it. That's got to be it. Wolverine, where are you going? Haven't you guys figured out? When Roro was a street urchin in Cairo before she developed her mutant powers, she was a beggar and a thief. Tovarsich, wait for us. And the feisty Canadian soon outstripes his companions along the way, and they pass horrors beyond comparison. People whose bodies are being lashed to bloody ribbons by whip-wielding demons, others immersed in boiling pitch or encased in robes of red-hot gold. All are screaming. Colossus calls in vain. At the seventh Bolgia, no sign of Wolverine. Could he be down here? The people are fleeing from these serpents. Why don't they fight them? Even barehanded, they number more than enough to destroy the monsters. And if Storm is in that crowd, how will we find her? There, Peter, I see her. Luck's with us for once. I'll port down to her. Storm, Aurora, it's me, Kurt. We've come to rescue you. No! Now it's Nightcrawler's turn to scream. As he finds his fellow X-Men, his friend transformed beyond recognition. It's more than he can stand. And so she leaps in to claw his eyes out. He does not even try to defend himself. Fortunately, he does not have to. What bands of crimson energy! I can't move. Quickly, the two are bound by the crimson bands of Critorak, conjured by Dr. Strange, and drawn out of the ravine. Oh, Storm, what has happened to you? What I most feared, my young friend, this Harrigan is not Ororo, though she wears her clothes. Not. Where is the witch? Answer me. Tell us what you've done with Storm, or by all I hold dear, I'll leave her be, Petey. She only did what comes naturally in this place. You want Roro? Here she is. Some serpents burn their victims to ashes. Others merge with them, becoming part human, part monster. Still others with their bites transmute their victims into serpents and themselves into people. So it must have been with the Storm. That is why no one fights the serpents, Colossus, because they cannot win. How do we change her back, Doc? Are you sure that is truly Storm? Sense right, feels right, I'll guarantee it. Then let her bite the woman. The metamorphosis is quick, but far from pleasant, even for Doctor Strange, who has met and fought death and eternity, and who witnessed creation. And may the Vishanti have the mercy on both of their souls. And for Wolverine, who is no stranger to the Grim Reaper himself. All are thankful that the ordeal is over. There, my child. It's all right. I melted. I landed hard. I was stunned. The lizard bit me, and I became a lizard. Small, unspeakable, foul, no mind things. I saw horrible. I know. You are all right, Ororo. getting there slowly but surely. She tries a smile and surprises herself by succeeding. When she's rested, the descent continues out of Malabog and past the giants Nimrod, Euphetes, Boreas, and Antinous, the titans of antiquity, spirits of the earth who stand sentinel over the ninth and last circle of hell and over the ruler of the infernal pit, Satan. The X-Men's journey has nearly ended. The horror has only just begun. This is the bottom of the abyss, Cactus. It is the name and is the color of despair. It is cold and bleak, without life and not totally devoid of hope. It is desolation. The treacherous are sent here. There are 4 levels: Cana for those who betrayed their kindred, and Tenera for traitors to their country or cause, Ptolemia for haters who betrayed their guests, and Judeca for any who broke faith with their lords or benefactors. They passed through the first 3 levels without incident, and then, Nightcrawler! Look, the Misfit's buried in thin ice and twisted up like some crazy pretzel. We got to get him before he suffocates or freezes. They make a valiant attempt, but neither mystic spells, nor mutant lightning bolts, nor adamantium claws can have any effect on the German-born X-Men's icy prison. Let me try, my friends. Petey, if this strength, the power of Colossus means anything, if justice and honor and friendship mean anything, then Nightcrawler will be free. Magnificent! He lives! But he is shivering, freezing. Give me your cloak to warm him, Doctor, at once. Suddenly, who dares? The Wagner speck is mine, to be punished and ordained by the laws of the man and God. Goddess? Who? What is that? Satan? This is the end? Nightcrawler? Friend, this may be, but Satan is not. Behold its true aspect. I am Margali, she who walks the winding road. How come you here in any way? I brought them, Mother. I deceived them into thinking you were responsible. I hoped they could stop you from committing a terrible wrong. Jermaine? From destroying a man I love. So be it. You defied me. Now pay the price. In a twinkling, the young sorceress is turned into an ice statue, and at the sight, Nightcrawler howls like one demented, like a man who's lost both heart and soul. Heroes of the world. Here you go. Want to buy a pair of shoes? Stay back, X-Men. This is my kind of fight. This woman is not evil. I'll stake my life on that. Why then is she doing this? Regardless, her power is awesome. I'll need all my wits and skill to beat her. It's a battle of the legend, one that all too quickly becomes a draw. Stop it, stop it. No more, please. No more blood, no more pain. Not on my account. You can end this, Kurt. Yield and your friends are free to go. My quarrel was never with them, only with you. You need not do this, Nightcrawler. I am pledged to protect you. I'm not worth it. I yelled, Margali. Do with me what you will. An eye for an eye, Kurt. Your life? For that of that son you foully murdered. He murdered no one. I braved hell to save my friend. Your threats, death itself, hold no terrors to me, witch. You try my patience, armored one. Stand aside. He is innocent. Kurt would never deliberately murder anyone. He told you that, no doubt. You believed him. I know differently. Do you seek justice, Margali, or vengeance? Justice, Mag. Then there is a simple way to determine beyond all shadow of a doubt Nightcrawler's guilt or innocence. Ah, you refer to the Eye of Agamotto? You know of the all-seeing eye? Among other things, you are not the first custodian of the ancient amulet, Dr. Strange, nor will you be the last. Oster, she summoned the eye. With just a gesture, I couldn't prevent it. Who is this woman? Let the eye of truth pierce the veils of time and space. Let shadows walk and memory speak. Wolverine, what's happening? Beats me, babe. Images unfold. The infant Kurt Wagner, barely an hour old, found beside his dying mother, taken in by the gypsy witch queen Margali Zaraeus, Margali Zardos and raised as one of her own. Never did three children love each other as did Kurt, Jermaine, and Margali's firstborn, Stefan. Kurt worshipped his older brother. He would have willingly died for him. He was asked to do much worse. We're blood brothers now, Stefan. Yes, and I fear the dark side of my soul. Swear to me, Kurt, if I ever turn evil, if I ever take an innocent life, that you will kill me. Kurt laughed until he saw that his brother was joking. He swore the oath. On his honor, his immortal soul. And so it came to pass, years later, outside the Bavarian village of Winseldorf, that Stefan killed cruelly, wantonly, and Kurt fought to stop him from killing again. Kurt did not wish his brother's death, but Stefan fought with all the considerable weapons, physical and arcane, at his command. As Kurt struggled with him, Stefan's neck snapped. When the villagers found him, they assumed him to be the demon who slaughtered their children. Professor Xavier saved him from a summary execution and invited him to join the X-Men. Kurt accepted. Many times since he tried to find Margali and failed. Kurt hadn't meant to kill him, but he had slain his brother nonetheless. He kept his vow, and it had broken his heart. He was returning to camp to tell Margali what he had done. But that same night she disappeared, never to be seen or heard from again until now. Professor, they're back Nightcrawlers with them. He looks okay. But who are those two weird women? Stefan, my son, my poor, proud, foolish boy. Why didn't you confide in me? I could have helped you, saved you. Kurt, my son, I hated you with all my heart. I was wrong, I am sorry. To punish you, to make you suffer as I have suffered, I created a facsimile of Dante's hell. Be your eternal prison. What a waste. I cannot forget that you slew your brother. But now that I understand why, I can and do forgive. Farewell, my son. We will meet again soon, for we have much catching up to do. Bye, Mom. Hi there, sexy. Remember me? I couldn't forget you if I tried. That's nice. Same here. Looks like my crazy gamble paid off, huh? Everything's worked out for the best. You almost got us killed, kid. Wolverine, hush. How did you find me? I searched for you, but you vanished as well. I thought you two hated me for what I did. Hated you from what? I have a confession, Kurt. These last months I've been a lot closer than you think. As Amanda Sefton. Amanda, Kurt, your girlfriend. Oh, boy. This is too fantastic to be true. No wonder my real appearance never startled you. All this time through all we've done together, and I've never suspected. I suppose I should be, but I feel too happy. What a birthday present. I never accepted like Mom did, that you killed Stefan in cold blood. I got close to you as Amanda to learn the truth, but even I became convinced I couldn't sway Mother. Boy, she'd be stubborn sometimes. I was desperate, so when she made her move, I made mine. The rest is history. I really am sorry, X-Men, if they'd been any other way. Incredible. A family of gypsy sorcerers. The son evil, the daughter good, the mother an enigma, whose power and ability rival my own. I must learn more of this. I love you, Jermaine. Always have, always will. I get that impression. I'd be more demonstrative about it, but I don't want to set a bad example for Kitty. Huh. Hey, Pumpkin, what are you doing over there with Chuck? When you should be over here with us. Speaking of the kid, she looks pretty out of it. Ain't hardly surprising she's shy. She doesn't know where she stands yet, apart from the X-Men or a part of it. That's a real lonely place to be. You're an X-Man, ain't you? Huh, I am. I suppose. Well, she's a nice kid, but for a genius, real slow on the uptake, you know. Her trouble, Wolverine, is that unlike you, she speaks English. What a cut, sore one for the big guys. Madness, utter madness. It's wonderful. Peter's wonderful. Your students have a right to celebrate, Charles. It's Margoli's facsimile hell they face the ultimate in despair and emerge triumphant. They are heroes. They, my dear Stephen, are the X-Men. The end. Epic Illustrated. Mail call. Get all the prizes you want. And we challenge you. Well, like I said, that was a long read, 45 minutes. I hope you stood by till the end. I hope you liked the book. For those interested, this book is available on my eBay page, Papa's Comic Books. You can check it out. You can buy it there if you want. Until then, if you liked it, hit the like. If you disliked it, hit the dislike. Hit the subscribe, ring a bell, do whatever you want. And have a good evening. Until next time, Papa out.